welcome to another Sunday sermon. Now, look, okay, I know we only had one this year, okay? This is the second Sunday sermon of the year, and there's good reason for it, okay? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, I miss y'all. Y'all, life has been life, okay? So, welcome to Sunday sermon for February 26th, 2023. All right. So, let's get right into it. I'm not even going to waste any more time. So, I made a promise to God, right? I said that I would be obedient to God in every way possible, even when I did not understand, okay? So, it came time for me to make good on my promise. Well, as best as I could, because y'all know God knows me, okay? God knows me, all right? I was excited. I was really excited. Like I said, like I said in the very first Sunday sermon, I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to be obedient and I'm going to push through because I promised God. I said I'm going to push through and I'm going to push out a Sunday sermon every week. Okay? Every week. Now, this is only our second Sunday sermon and we're in February. I started literally at the top of January. Why is this our only second sermon? God had other plans for me, which leads us into our topic. Our topic is rest. Okay, so rest was mentioned 231 times in the Old Testament and 44 times in the New Testament. Okay, one of the most potent verses in the Bible that speaks to rest is Genesis 2, and that's one of the verses that I'm going to be focusing on today. Genesis 2 reads, "By the seventh day, God had finished the work he was doing. So on the seventh day, Mother, Father, God rested from all their work." That's not all that they did, though. It says in verse 3, "Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy because on it he rested from all of the work of creating that he had done." God is leading by example here in the verse 2 and verse 3 of the second book of Genesis. God said, I'm going to rest. And not only am I going to rest, I'm going to make that day holy because I rested. God blessed the days in which he puts forth for us to rest. God said rest is a blessing for us, okay? For me, y'all, rest eludes me, okay? Rest escapes me. And many of you guys know because some of you guys have been following my Through the Fire vlog on this channel and have seen that I have gone through a traumatic situation. I have gone through a fire. I have gone nonstop since that fire. Even before the fire, I was always on the go. I was always working, always doing things, always moving, trying to move in the direction and things in which God was leading me. But God said, okay, my dear, you have worked so hard. You deserve rest. I want you to rest. I want to give you rest. And you know me, like I said, I try to be obedient as much as I can. Y'all know me. God said rest. And I said, huh? Who? Me? Why? God said, I'm not going to explain nothing to you. I don't have to explain nothing to you. I gave you a direction. I gave you guidance. Follow it. And so me being me, thinking I'm doing something, I'm like, okay, I'll do this and I'll do that. And I won't do this for a while. And that'll be rest. God said, that ain't good enough, Slim. I told you I want you to rest. And when I say rest, I mean rest in its entirety. So I said, okay, God, okay, well, I'll give this thing, I'll put that on the back burner too. And, I'll just focus on this, that, and the third. And I should be rejuvenating myself. God said, But not only that, God sent other messengers to relay the same message to me. And I'm like, why is everybody harping on rest? Because God said, that's what you need. God said, that is what's needed for you right now. God said, you're always moving and shaking. You're always being there for everybody else. You're always doing mommy mode. You're always making sure your household is well. You're always making sure that everything outside of you functions and is moving and is like a well-oiled machine and is going the way it needs to go. But have you looked within? Have you rested? I can't move you to heal and touch the lives of others, touch the lives of many. I can't move you until I know that you have rested. You are well rested enough to fight that battle. We're on the battlefield, y'all. We, in so many ways, we're on the battlefields of life in so many ways. And God said, I can't have you be a good steward and helping other people with their battles of life if you are tired, if you are not well rested, if you have not rejuvenated yourself. So he sat me down. Every time I sat down to write down my notes for my Sunday sermon, I would draw a blank. Every time I sat down to draw some ideas and creativity to plan and do things, God said no. God, especially when it involved other people, when it involved speaking and touching the masses, God said, no, 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 ma'am, you will not. Not today. Like Ayala, not on my watch. You will not today. God said, I need you to rest. And so I said, you know what, God, I did promise you that, and I am going to make good on every one of my promises. And if this is what I have to do, even though I really genuinely do not know how to do this, I will do that. I will do that. So in between the first Sunday sermon and today's Sunday sermon, God said, rest. Rest. I am giving you things. I am, but it's not time to move. It is not time to act. Yes, I have given you this sermon. God gave me this sermon weeks ago. But when I sat down to write it out, God said, how you going to write out something about rest if you ain't even been practicing that yourself? God said, you can't be out here speaking on things, being a hypocrite, speaking on things that you ain't working on yourself. And so I said, you know what, God, I got to lead by example because you did. You showed me in Genesis 2 verse 2 in Genesis chapter 2 verse 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. Y'all know how I get when I get excited. I start to stuttering and I get to losing my thoughts. But God said to me in Genesis 2 verse 2, I rested myself. I'm leading by example. And not only did I rest, I made that holy. I blessed that. I blessed the rest. I blessed that. So don't think that just because you are in need of rest, that you're falling short. Don't think that because you are in need of rest, that you are failing at something. Because progression includes rest. You cannot progress. And it's kind of the only letter that's not in progress is the T. But the in there is rest. R-E-S. Rest. That T is going to be silent today because when you progress, you have to rest in some form of that progression. So God said, let me be the example. Let me show you I rested. And not only did I rest, I said, shoot, I'm going to bless that thing and I'm going to make it holy. And so many of us go to church on Sundays and we call it the seventh day. Some 7-day Adventists call it the seventh day Saturday, and they go to church and they rest. They don't work. They don't do anything, but they rest. They do God's work, yes, but they rest for the most part. God is leading us, and he deemed rest to be a blessing. Allow rest to be a blessing in your life. That is the only way that you are going to be able to rejuvenate yourself enough to help somebody else. That is the only way that you are able to fill your cup sometimes, so that when your cup is overflowing, because you are able to rest and recharge and re-energize yourself, you are now able to pour into somebody else's cup who may need that rest, who may need a pickup. You just never know what your rest could beget for somebody else. So when God moves you and says, oh no, my child, you need to rest, rest. Look at me. I feel so much better. I feel so rejuvenated. Yes, I have had time to plan and I have had time to do other things. But God said, when I'm ready for you to come back to do your Sunday sermons, I'm going to bring you back to do your Sunday sermons. Now, I have been talking and walking with God. God said, okay, you know what? I'm going to start you off slow because winter is actually your rest period, my dear. Winter is your rest period. Now, winter is the start of the new year, is so many people's new year, okay? But for me, and within African traditional religion and spirituality, many of us observe the first of the year, our new year, to be spring equinox. That is when things bloom. That is when things come back to life. Things are dead in the winter. Things are resting in the winter. Take it from the birds. They go down south for the winter. Take it from some of the animals. The bears hibernate during the winter time. There is rest. Hibernation is rest. There is rest during the winter. Rest and planning, not necessarily action. So my action will more so be towards the spring. So God said, look, I'm gonna let you do one in January. I'm gonna let you do one in February, and you'd be lucky if I let you do more than one in March. But your period right now is to rest. This is your rest period. Take this time to rest. Take this time to rejuvenate. Take this time to refill your cup. Because what I have in store for you, you're going to need a full cup. So that's where I have been, y'all. I have been resting. Okay? All right? Resting. And he put on my heart the song, in the cross, be my glory ever, till my raptured soul shall find rest beyond the river. I am at rest right now, you guys. And I am rather enjoying it. I am learning to enjoy it. This is new for me. This is uncharted territory for me. And so I am going to continue to be obedient to God in whatever direction that he leads me. And right now, God has led me to rest. And God is, this message here is for somebody, because somebody has been led to rest. The saying is, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. I am leading you to the water. I can't make you drink it, but you don't want God to force you to drink it. Because when God steps in and he forces you to drink it, he's going to put you on your ass in ways that you can't get up until it's time for you to get up. One time for me, it was COVID. I mean, God was like, a week down. And I mean, and when I had it, it hit me hard. Okay? But I don't want that for us. I don't want that. I don't want us to be hard-headed. Okay? I want us to continue to be obedient, even when we don't understand it. Because I know that there are things working on my behalf that I cannot see. Always busy opening doors that I don't even see. And I don't have to worry, for he takes good care of me. Jesus looking out for me. Come on, y'all. Let him look out for you. This is me looking out for you. Rest. Get your rest. Because if you don't rest, you won't be ready for what's next. If you don't rest, you won't be able to progress in the way in which God intended you to. All right? So, as my daddy says, God be with you, and may heaven smile upon you. Thank you. If you're new here, please drop me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe. Even if you're not new here. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. But if you're not new here, drop me a comment. Drop me a like, you guys. Engage with me, because that is what I am here for. I am here for you. I love you all so very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Rest. 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 I love you.